The hidden build of Halo 3 has just been found. A person on Twitter posted recently and posted some pretty interesting footage of what supposedly is the Halo 3 alpha build, codenamed Pimps at Sea. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically, Bungie kinda made it a meme. They codenamed their Halo 3 alpha build, the game they were working on, Pimps at Sea. And a lot of people in the community have kind of joked about finding Pimps at Sea and finding this build. Well, now we have our first footage of it. Now, some questions to be asked. Can this be trusted? Can we trust this user? Now, from what it looks like, this does seem to be the Pimps at Sea build. I mean, the footage that was showed off in this thread was pretty promising. And supposedly, the person that is posting this information was working at Microsoft and then posted this video after they left. He also said that he would release the build eventually, but again, we're not sure if that's going to happen or when it will happen. So today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the footage shared on this thread and kind of just talking about what is new, what is different from the Halo 3 build we have now. So let's get right into the video. So I'm just going to play the video through and I'm going to comment on what is different, what looks different based on my just impressions. And I have looked at this video before, so I kind of do have planned what I'm going to say a little bit. But so let's get into it. You can see that the weapon is already kind of lowered and there's like some sort of compass at the top of the screen. He just picked up what seems to be like a prototype of the rocket launcher. It looks not extremely different from the normal one, but it is different in its own way. You can also see the Heretic Banshee there, which was in Halo 2, I believe. It seems to have a different firing sound and I can see Valhalla looks basically the same. The notable differences right now just seem to be this different type of rocket launcher. Oh, and the Spartan model is a lot different. That seems to be the Halo 2 Spartan model and not the Halo 3 one. The battle rifle seems to be the same, as it just seems to be a lowered version of the original. The trip mine sticks onto vehicles, which is interesting. Ooh, that's a nice mongoose sound. I don't know if you saw it before a split second there, the menu was a little different, it was a bit smaller. Also, the sniper doesn't have like the reflector, that you can see through the scope. The Covenant projectiles are a little bit different, I have noticed that, but not extremely different. There seems to be a different version of, maybe this is kind of like a prototyped bubble shield, because it looks like to be a throwable equipment, it can roll down the hill and such, and it's like a little shielded thing. The next map we're looking at now is Snowbound. As you can see, he picks up the needler, and the needles look a lot smaller and a little bit different. I kind of like that design, honestly, of the needles. He picks up the carbine, and it seems to be more reminiscent of a Halo 2 design than a Halo 3 design. A small little detail is that the Snowbound turrets seem to be moving on their own without somebody else going past them, and they don't seem to shoot at him when he goes past the barriers. Instead, there's just an invisible wall that is blocking the way. Ooh, the energy sword is in the Halo 2 design. I like that. I like it being at the more Halo 2 angle than the Halo 3 one. I think that's pretty cool. Other than that, Snowbound basically looks the same. The Covenant projectiles do seem to have that line, when you shoot it. As you can see, he pulls up the menu here, and it's very different. And the announcer is like the Halo 2 or 1 announcer than the Halo 3 one.
Game over.
This is probably one of the most different features. As you can see, he can like do some sort of movement that lets him crouch over the wall or something. Kind of like peeking in Siege. I'll replay that here. As you can see, this is a prototype of Forge, but it's very incomplete. Instead of going to a monitor, you exit your Spartan, and you kind of just go into like a free cam mode, as you could pick up things. And the next thing are these elites. They look reminiscent of the Halo 2 elites, but they do look a little unfinished. You can see the brute shot here. It looks like it's kind of done, but it has like this weird reflectiveness to it in the material, which just makes it look a little off. And that, everyone, was basically the footage that we got. It's really cool being able to see Pimps at Sea after all these years. Well, hoping that this is the actual Pimps at Sea build. If more footage releases, I might make a part 2 if there's enough footage for one video. If you want to see the Twitter thread or want to see this footage for yourself, I will link it in the description below. And now I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.